Welcome to the pop. Welcome to the pop. On the Warner Sports Network. With your hosts, Genefitzmagic. James Woody. Nigel Down. And caleebpinkett. The pop-off. Welcome to the pop-off. Welcome to the pop-off.
Man, that music is so slick. It is so slick. Good morning, good afternoon, potentially good evening. I mean, maybe if we got some overseas listeners or watchers, welcome to the pop-off. My name is Nigel Downer. I got this ship through its athletic and entertainment journey, but I couldn't do it all alone because I need my crew. I need my wingmen. I need my captains. Everything is plural because these guys mean everything to me. Mr. Woody, how are you, sir?
Doing great. I mean, we talking about it's Friday, if you will, with my guys, with my boys. We out here. We got some things to talk about. I literally couldn't be more excited.
Nice. Love it. Yeah, man. My phone now just autocorrects to Friday because I just use Friday all the time. So now it doesn't even recognize Friday anymore. It's just Friday. But again, let's keep it going and meeting the crew. Caleb, sir, how are you, dog? How you been?
Listen, I cannot complain. I mean, I could, but don't nobody care. So it's just, look, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I can't, it's like, I'm enjoying this experience we call life. And definitely, like Woody, I want to talk about some things. What's crazy is it's none of the topics I see of. I'm like, ain't nobody talking about this the women's softball championship. Ain't nobody talking about Roland Garros tennis right now. I'm like, yo, I just watched Coco smash this morning. I'm like, yo.
You know what? We will get there. I think I introduced the segment in the show weeks ago called like things I missed or something, or things you missed.
Right.
And we'll implement it. We'll bring it back. Before we get to those things, because I also wanted to say I didn't see in the rundown, I didn't see, like, we're not talking about the Negro League stats now implemented in the MLB stuff, which is so we'll hit that up right at the tail end. We
definitely got to get into that.
Yeah, we'll hit that up.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, we'll hit that up in the tail end of the pod. I want to keep it nice and tight, nice and right tonight, tonight, whatever your time zone is. Also, what's up to everybody in the chat? Thanks for watching on YouTube, or thanks for listening on Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter. I'm old school being 3 years now. On Twitter or on X or any other platform that you're listening to us on. We appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, smash all the buttons because it helps us and it helps us help you, and it keeps this bad boy going. So, without further ado, let's jump into the first thing. First things first, we got to talk about the NBA, and we got to talk about the absolute whooping that the Mavericks decided to give. And now the stage is set. Mavs versus Celtics. So we're going to do everything. So let's talk about let's talk about game 5 if you want from last night, or let's talk about your NBA Finals preview. This is a big melee. So let's go, Caleb. Let's go with you first.
Oh man, listen, I cannot wait because I've been a diehard Kyrie Irving fan for years. I love Kyrie. I tell people all the time, that championship LeBron got, he wouldn't have that if it wasn't for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving cooked Steph Curry's ass in that series and then killed him in game 7 with the through the legs crossover back 3-pointer shot. Cash. Like I'm trying to tell you, there's something about that man when it comes to this game. And let me tell you, shout out to the Timberwolves. They're young. Anthony Edwards is gonna be there. He's only 22 years old. Lord have mercy. Like, come on. But he messed up. He shouldn't have called that old man out. He shouldn't have called him out because that's old man strength. Like my uncle used to say, he said it's something different. Your hands get tighter. It's a stronger hand when you get old. This stomach, you think it's a gut. It's not. It's rock hard. It's like a boulder in there. You know what I mean? It's a different type of thing. And they let it. And let me tell you something about that white boy from the from the other side of the ocean. That Luka Doncic, Lord have mercy. Let me tell you something. He's like Larry Bird times 5 in the sense of his trash, because Larry was known to trash talk, right? Yeah. But this dude, his range, his ability to draw contact and fouls, like he does the fake and then leans into you and jumps up so you automatically bump him, but he learned to hit it, and then he be talking mess. He was talking mess to the fans. There was a dude in the front row. I don't know who he was. He was talking mess to him, then walking past, doing this, talking mess to the Wolves bench. And like it was ridiculous. Like it's the kind of trash talk that make you want to fight. That's why Dr. J fought Larry Bird, because you just can't have no dude talking greasy to you like that while they giving it to you. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it was ridiculous. It was a show. I love to watch Luka play, him and Kyrie, and I'm going to make a bold prediction. My mom is going to be mad because she loves the Celtics. I think the Mavericks are going to pull an upset because Gene's favorite player, Mr. Jason Tatum, shout out to Gene, he ain't here today, but he know. Yeah. Jason Tatum ain't going to show up when they need it. He's going to have, listen to my prediction. He's going to have 38 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. But in the last 2 minutes, he'll go 0 for 4. The shots they need him to make, he won't. Kyrie Irving will have 12 points. And in the last 2 minutes, he going to go 4 for 4. Every shot he takes, cash. Watch. That's the difference. It's those that know how to step up when it's time. And it's just those that when it's time to shine, they get smaller. Not saying Tatum ain't going to ball out. He's going to do great all the way up to the 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And when the game is within reach, 5 points either side, it's going to be that. Brown will be the one that's going to have to step up, because if it wasn't for him, they would have never swept the Pacers. They were going to lose that game. Jason Tatum missed all 4 shots. He had a 3-pointer wide open, brick. He came into the lane, shot it, brick. Got his own rebound, went back up, brick.
Yo, okay. Gene's in the chat though. Yes, exactly.
I'm just saying. Watch, and I think that Kyrie and Luka Doncic are just going to elevate in a way that Boston won't be able to, and the Mavericks are going to win because they're underestimating Mavericks big men. The light-skinned boy that got hit in the back of his head, I forgot his name.
Lively.
Yeah, Lively and them. Those are some big dudes down there, and they can play. They hungry. And I'm telling you, they're going to give Boston problems because you got Al Horford, but Al 176 years old. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got these young boys, 21, 22, jumping up out. Like, I'm telling you, it's going to be different. White is good. White can defend. But I just think that I think Luka and Kyrie are a better scoring backcourt than Tatum and Brown. And it's gonna be interesting because it's clutch. That's what it's gonna come down to. I'm not calling no sweep. I think it'll go 6 or 7, but I'm picking the Mavericks.
All right. Listen, it's a good thing there's a lot of meat on this bone here because I know Woody's got a lot to say. I also just want to say, shout out, Gene. What's up, dude? We miss you. Can't wait to see you next week. Shout out to Sunil, Sierra. Who else is in there? I saw Jigga Man's in there. There's a bunch of people. So thank you so much for being active in the chat. You guys,
you're right.
Everything is blowing up already. We love it. It's fantastic. You know what? I'm going to say this. I think it was Sierra who said, they're not like too stoked about this duo, about this matchup for the NBA Finals. You know what? I'm kind of on board. I mean, Woody, what do you think?
I'm hyped. I mean, Luka's first finals, like that's super exciting. Kyrie, somebody who the media just blasted, he's never going to do anything without LeBron James again. Well, LeBron has been in Cancun for how long now? and here is Kyrie.
Last track.
Lacing them up, ready to play. So I'm hyped. I think we're about to see a matchup. Last week, Sunil, you were watching last week. We saw you commenting, and I was saying I thought the Mavs were going to beat the T-Wolves, right? It was split, right? Oh, I said the Mavs got that, and the Mavs would go on to beat the Celtics in 6. So I don't know if that's why you're saying it in the chat, because you're on the Woody train. But Caleb, we might as well call ourselves the Underdog Podcast, because I don't know too many people who are going with the Mavs. But it looks like, I guess, Nigel, I'll pass it to you. Is it a clean sweep for the Mavs winning this finals, according to the pod?
No, there's no sweeps in the finals, man. There's no possible way. I will say this though, I did think that I think I said it last week or the week before, whenever I thought that the Pacers would at least eke out one. I just didn't feel like both sides was going to have a sweep. And look, it's still a fact that the NBA still hasn't had like a sweep in the conference finals ever. So both sides, which obviously it's not going to have. But I think I kind of, oh man. I'd like Boston. Listen, hear me out. I'd like Boston to win just so we can get over it. This is one of those things where I'm like, I just want them to win, get it over with, and then we can just move on. And they just probably won't win another one for another couple decades. But I do love the idea of Mavericks and Kyrie in this. I want to call it an experiment, but I don't know if it's quite an experiment. But if this thing works, all of a sudden Kyrie and Luka, like a match made in heaven. All we needed to see, and we all sat here last season, we all said it, I think I might have headed it up, is that we need to see the Mavs play together as a unit for a full season, not half, not a quarter of it, and look what happens, man. They're in the finals, which is bananas. So I'm gonna go I'm gonna side with Caleb. I'm gonna go Mavs, man. I'm gonna go Mavs.
So it is a sweep.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it is a sweep.
Yeah,
we are the underdogs.
No, not saying that they would sweep. Saying we all
between
agree
us three. Yes,
that it's the Mavs. Yeah, I'm going with
I think Mavs.
Mavs in 6.
Yeah, I'm going Mavs. And speaking of 6, we in the 6. That's what they used to call it. What did he say?
He said it's our train. It is the Woody and Sunil train, the hype train, the Mavs hype train. But we all on it. Let's go. I think they got what it takes.
I love it.
Yep.
Speaking of the 6, I live in the city of the 6. We're not really calling it that anymore, but I'm getting somewhere. I'm going somewhere with this. Gene had shouted it out in the chat. This is indeed a Toronto Argonauts hat. So why am I wearing this hat? Because I'm connecting it to something that I am doing. There is an event that is happening tonight. It is week 3 of the CFL preseason. So it's week 3. There's always 3 weeks. It's the last one. You got the Toronto Argonauts versus the Hamilton Tiger Cats. So this is like kind of crosstown rivals, just separated by a highway. And I mean, it could be, I would say, an hour on a good day, but like 90 minutes and when traffic's there. So that's gives you an idea. So this is it's gonna be bananas. The season starts next week. So let me show you this is the double blue. That's their nickname, the double blue. So the boatmen got that nice clean A, got some serifs on it for all my graphic designers. You go, got that navy blue, that baby blue. Look at this side patch, the Grey Cup. Huh? You like that? The 95th Grey Cup champions right there. Classic. And you got the CFL, the retro CFL logo, because that's the old school one. And of course, you got the tone on tone, new era flag. And underneath, another blue, baby. Another blue. Yeah, so this is one of my faves. I'm wearing this one. I think I say that every time I show a hat. I'm like, this is one of my faves. I'm like, I've shown you a new hat every time I've been on the pod. But it is not about me. So, thank goodness. All right, so we think Dallas across the board. That's a sweep. When do the playoffs start? When do the finals start? It's not until Saturday?
No, Thursday.
No. Yeah, I was like,
6th.
yeah.
The 6th.
We got a nice week to just hang out and just sit with it and just let it stew. So there's going to be a lot of storylines, a lot of things going on. So I'm excited for that. And that means also when we come back next Friday, we'll have a lot to talk about after game 1 then. So it's
I will definitely be talking shit. One thing I wanted to say though that I forgot to say in my analysis was that nobody's really talking about Jason Kidd too much, but I think if they had another coach, well, it depends who, but I think Jason Kidd is making a huge impact for that team with Luka and Kyrie helping them. Because if you think about Jason Kidd's playing days, he took two of the worst teams your boy has ever seen to the finals, not once, but twice, back to back, 02 and 03. I mean, this boy, he was carrying, what was it, Keith Van Horn, Kenyon Martin, who, don't get me wrong, Kenyon Martin can catch a lob with the best of them, but I mean, he wasn't, you can't give him the ball on the block and be like, Kenyon, go to work. Then he'll go straight to the bench, right? So, Kidd, for him to do what he was doing with those types of role players, and now that's what he has Luka and Kyrie doing with a bunch of guys kind of like that, like Derek Lively, like Caleb said, catching lobs, right? Doesn't have the name value, but he is doing such a great job of getting the absolute best out of those players, 1 through 9, whatever the rotation is for that game. So I really think, and I don't trust Joe Mazzulla. I really don't. If it was Ime Udoka, maybe the coach before that, Brad Stevens, maybe. But Joe versus Kidd, barbecue chicken, baby.
No, it's that's interesting, and I'm glad you brought up Jason Kidd, because I was thinking about that last night when I was watching him give his interview and how he was talking about their game plan and what they were going to do. I think it's so different when you've played the game at the highest level. Like, you understand what they're dealing with and what's happening from a different perspective versus coaches that's never played at that level, right? And my two favorite coaches in the league outside, because I do like Eric Spoelstra, but Eric Spoelstra wasn't at this kind of level, right? Jason Kidd and Ty Lue, like, what they understand and do. And Ty Lue, shout out to Ty Lue on his new contract and all of that. I feel bad for him that his best player decides when he's playing and when he's not, and it just hurts. It just hurts the team. And he's from my city, from Mobile. He used to go to Cane Springs High School. I know his big sister Maisha. So it's like it's all of that. But at the same time, though, Jason Kidd, I agree with you so much. It's gonna come down to coaching, because the players are all high level. Right? It's going to come down to executing at certain times and understanding what's happening and what to do. And I think that is where Kidd will elevate over Mazzulla, because Mazzulla has never been there. If he played at that high level, I don't remember him. So I know he didn't play in the NBA at the same kind of level that Jason Kidd did. And I just believe there is an understanding that comes with it. I said Ty Lue. Ty Lue didn't play at the same level as Jason Kidd. He was never that guy. But he went through enough embarrassment, and he's forever posterized by Allen Iverson, where he's like, I know how to not let that happen. You know what I mean? So I just, it's that. But I have to agree with Woody. I think it is going to come down to coaching, and I side with Jason Kidd over Mazzulla in that any day.
Yeah, I think it also goes to say, like, you guys are making some amazing points. And I also say, like, not only the experience that these coaches had on the court, but it's being able to communicate. It's being able to execute that experience that they've had and get it to
they speak the same language.
Yeah, and making it digestible for those players, so then they can do that on the court. Like, that's when all of a sudden now you're taking these coaches and you're just like, oh wow, they're on the next level, right? So yeah, once again, don't forget, Thursday, June 6th in Boston, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
And they're gonna be out. You think they're gonna be booing this out of Kyrie?
Yeah,
every time he gets the ball. Boo!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they could, they'd be throwing banana peels out there. They just can't, because they got two brothers on their team. Hey, let's not act like Boston still ain't Boston.
No,
everybody got to be PC now, so they keep it under wraps. But trust.
Yeah, when I was in Boston last year, it's just like, I'm just gonna keep my business. I'm just gonna, mind my business. Hey, but you know what? Let's talk about some other business that we heard about, which is the LA Lakers and the head coaching, how that's opened up. Now that vacancy, I mean, Darvin Ham, he was fired about 3 weeks ago. But now we know, yeah, exactly. There's the man right there. Now we know there's been a little bit of a lead from what we hear. From what we hear, there's been a little bit of lead with JJ Redick. Woody, does JJ Redick stand a chance to be the LA Lakers head coach?
Definitely stands a chance. he's definitely made a name for himself in his post-playing days. On the national stage, but now with a podcast, right? He's always, talking about the game. I think a lot of people, respect his opinions. He is certainly a Duke legend as well. I guess he does deserve some consideration. I personally think that, it could be anyone. Like they are running a circus over there in LA. They can hire anybody as long as they have a hand. Sorry, not a hand, a hole. Excuse me. Right on the bottom of their back, so that LeBron could just shove his arm and just. That's all they need. That's the only qualification. Don't forget about the resume. Show me your back. Is there a hole in there that LeBron James can just shove his hand in there and then praise the son that they're about to draft in the second round? It's a circus. Barnum and Bailey over there. So if Redick is the clown of choice that they choose, I hope his career ends or goes more to Ty Lue, who's getting paid, right? He's lived life after Bron versus David Black, who, does he work in a library now? I don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
David Black?
We don't know.
So,
yeah.
That's how that goes.
Yeah. Hey, Sunil, just so you know, you said Redick is an AD choice from what I heard and not a LeBron certified choice. Am I wrong here? You're not wrong. That's the same information that I've taken in as well, that it's more I haven't even heard the AD part, but I just heard that it's not so much a LeBron choice or anything. LeBron's not backing you. Apparently nothing is like that, even though Redick and James have an established relationship because they're co-hosts on the Mind the Game podcast. So you think, but who knows? Do we really know? We don't.
Well, we don't.
Caleb, go ahead.
We don't know, right? But I'm gonna tell you something that my mama used to say: the greatest trick the devil ever played was making people think he did not exist. Right?
Shout out to Usual Suspects. Yep.
LeBron James absolutely is the reason why JJ Redick is getting the shot. They were not talking about JJ Redick 6 months ago. He's there with LeBron. You think they're not talking off of the podcast? All of that. You notice once he got on the podcast, his LeBron take started getting real pro LeBron, and he's this and this. Right. That's by design, right? You got to stroke the Lions. You got to rub the Lions' mane to get them cool. So what? And people always say LeBron is a master at controlling the narrative. So imagine this, because let's not put it past people that they know how to maneuver and manipulate things. So LeBron says, AD, listen, I think he would be a great coach. I need you to say it, because if I say it, they all gonna go da, 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 da. AD like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So now it's an AD pick, right? While he's on LeBron's podcast talking about this stuff. When they talk about the game, they seem to agree on it, like it's always like right in sync. Now all of a sudden you're at the top of the list to be coach. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, of course. But I hear that. And it's like, so if they're not on the same page, here's what it is. AD is great, but he's not LeBron James. They're going to draft LeBron's son. They don't care about none of that because they want to keep LeBron James right where he is. AD, last season was the first season AD has ever played the majority of the games in his entire career. So it's like AD is great, but he could be replaced. Okay? Like he be getting cooked down low. He could score, but it ain't like he's out there dominating where people are just like, yo, AD, like it once was. So I hear all that, but I think to Woody's point, there is a hole, and LeBron does have his hand back there. It's just so dark, you don't see him, but he's controlling it all. That's what happens. Stars run the league, right? And to his point, Barnum and Bailey circus. Here's the deal. The Lakers are like the Cowboys. Coaches are allowed to come, but you got to understand you're not bigger than the brand. You are lucky to be here. You need us, we don't need you, is the feeling. So it makes the coach feel powerless. It's like, okay, you're just there for the show. Who should I play? Who do I put in? Can I tell them to play defense? Or you see what I mean? As opposed to, this is my team, I'm taking it over. I don't want to hear nothing from them. If LeBron don't get in line, he can sit down, right? Like that kind of attitude. You're not getting that. Just like you don't get that in Dallas. That's why you get these kinds of things. You'll have good teams. They'll be competitive. Of course, how can LeBron, AD, and these players not be competitive? But going to the next level and really winning, the coach has to be in control and the players have to know that the coach is in charge. Michael Jordan had a whole lot of power, but he would always side with Phil. If Phil said it, Mike would do it. Whether he wanted to or not, he would do it because Phil is in charge. The second you're at your star, the coach says go left and the star says please. We going right? It's a wrap. It's a wrap. The whole everything comes to lead because the team will be like, man, I ain't listening to him. Right. So that's what I think is what will and can happen. I think Redick is great. I think he would be a fantastic coach, but I do believe it is LeBron centric and LeBron pushed because it just came out of nowhere. Nobody was talking about JJ Redick as a coach. And then all of a sudden it is, and it's the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like it's too coincidental.
You're wrong. I mean, I can't wait until the day where the whole player coach is gone. And when I say player coach, I mean just LeBron James. Because I would love to see what the front office does or what the teams, because of course, the teams want to have a coach that they're going to side beside, right? They're going to stand up for. But I mean, LeBron has made so much of an impact on coaching decisions that it's wild. Like coaching decisions either way, keep the coach or hiring the coach, firing the coach, hiring the coach, firing the coach. It's just like, man, like what if you weren't there just to see what actually happens with the coach? Can the coach really establish something in the long run or not? I don't know. Well, I'm not saying I want to get rid of LeBron per se, just that idea, the idea that we're having this conversation and all sports outlets having this conversation because you have to, because LeBron has made such an impact on coaching decisions in whatever city he's playing for. It's kind of the bottom line. Yeah, fair.
But players don't. It's very rare, especially in today's NBA, when you can just decide what team you go to.
Well, that's the difference, right?
Say, I'm out and I want to go here.
Right.
You know? And that's it doesn't happen all the time. So anybody watches like, oh, Dame Lillard said Miami and ended up in, I get it. But what I mean is, for the most part, definitely you can't argue that if a player wants to leave, oh, he's gone. Yeah. Believe that is certain. Right. So you can dictate where you when you leave, that takes a lot of the power away because, you know, NBA is no, there's no helmets. It's none of that. It is player driven. And that star goes somewhere. So goes, you know, revenue and all types of stuff. You lose television spots, which takes money from your team, you know, all of that.
And I mean, that's a different beast too. Even that, like the fact that obviously you don't want to take a star like LeBron out of a star city like LA because it's just like, it's like money on money on money.
They can't bank on AD.
Yeah.
They can't. No. He's too injury prone. Just like the Clippers are saying they can't bank on Kawhi.
Yeah. But let's go to the young bones then. Let's go to the future of the NBA. Let's talk about Bronny James for a hot minute. Now, Caleb, you mentioned him for a second. Now he's officially declared. He declared before, but now it's official because he can't no ticky backsies. Like it's in. He's declared, so he's foregoed his remaining collegiate eligibility. He averaged 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 19.4 minutes per game. USC finished at 15-18. They were near the bottom of the Pac-12 standings, and my guy is coming right out after he had a very strong pre-draft showing. We all know this. We saw the tapes. We saw the footage. He really crushed at the combine scrimmage, but let's talk about it now. Caleb, hit it.
Well, in my opinion, I'll say this. I'm rooting for him in the sense that it's, you know, the hell of a shadow he has to live through. Like,
and you've been very vocal about that. Yeah, you've always said that.
And I know people think, oh, well, you know, he's rich and none of that matters. He is a person. Like, he can't even, his name is LeBron. Like, damn, man. Like, it's such a huge shadow that he will never be able to get out of, that it's going to hinder him. It's going to follow him everywhere. He's not going to get a chance to really expand and be his own man, because all the players are going to be trying to come at him just to smash. I don't want LeBron's son doing nothing to me. So he's going to have an unfair target on him at all times. Everything he does in trying to grow and make mistakes as a player is going to be magnified times 10 because you're LeBron's son. It's like, oh, you shouldn't double dribble. LeBron's your dad. Look at him. Like everything. So it's a lot of pressure. I feel bad for him. I know why he's coming out. We all know why. So he could play the season. Like everything seems to be towards the king, right? And I feel bad for him in that sense because it's a lot of unfair pressure and things that come that he did not ask for. He did not ask to be LeBron James' son. God did that, right? So like, it's just a mix that he's in. So again, I'm rooting for him just to be able to find his own lane and find peace with being who he is and be okay with it. But the world, I know, it's not that I fear, I know will never allow that. He will never not be compared to his father. He would have to win 4 championships in a row and be the star player the whole time and average 40 points on offense, 10 blocks a night, 15 steals, and 20 groupies. Like to be like, oh, he finally did something. You know what I mean? Like it's impossible. And I just feel bad for that because that has to suck to be in that position.
Yeah, 100%. And Sunil, don't. Yeah, we saw your comment earlier. So thanks for reminding us. Yeah, man. So I just want to mention that Sunil had said, hey, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, and I'm paraphrasing. He's like, what if Bronny is drafted by Dallas and Kyrie is still there? And LeBron's been on record as wanting to play his final years alongside his kid, but would he play out there? Now, I have my opinions on the whole situation. I don't even think it's really devil's advocate. I think there's a very easy answer for that, but I'm going to let Woody take this one, and I'm also going to want to find out what your opinion is on Bronny James.
Definitely. I was looking at that comment myself. Bronny literally has already rejected 2-way contracts, right? He's not going to the G League. He has refused to work out for teams. This is the NBA equivalent to Eli Manning. All right. No team is going to draft Bronny unless they know for a fact that Bronny is going to want to play and LeBron is coming through. So I don't think that would be a scenario where like, oh, surprise, this team drafted him. So I would say Dallas is probably out of the running unless LeBron ring chasing is like, oh, the Mavs just either won a championship or went to the finals. Let me go there. But I think that chance is very low. I do think Bronny will be a Laker. Nigel, you said the future of the NBA. You must have been talking about the near future because in 5 years, I don't know. I don't know. We've just never seen it. We've never seen a 19-year-old with, he averaged 13 points in high school. He averaged 5 points in college. And we're talking about, the coverage that's on him. He's an NBA player. That doesn't even make sense. LiAngelo Ball. They clown this man, right? They clown LiAngelo. Oh, older brother made it to the league. Younger brother made it to the league. He averaged 30 points a game in high school. He was an actual stud. He was 1A for his squad and did work. He was the best player on his team his senior year, and he can't find a job. Bronny James has never been the best player on his team ever in life. The boy is 19, and we're talking about, let's go to the NBA. If I'm LeBron, I'm like, hey man, like let's go to college, go back to college and just get a season under your belt of like start in a competitive league. What are we talking about? And then he's gonna go to the NBA and have people like Pat Bev just targeting him because what Caleb said is 100% correct. The man has the biggest bullseye I've ever seen. Biggest bullseye, maybe in the history of pro sports. And it's grown men against a boy who doesn't even have adequate experience playing against other children because he wasn't starting in USC. And now you're going to put him in a league with men who want to kill him. I've never seen somebody more set up to fail in my life. So, okay, go to the Lakers, have fun with dad, take the photos, cute documentary. In 5 years, I don't know, you can just go back home.
You make some fantastic points, man. I really do think, and I'm with, again, another clean sweep. I think he's going to go to the Lakers because it's just easy, it's convenient. It just makes all the sense. And I think that, it's going to be a rough go, man. It's going to be a rough go. Like, yeah, you average 5. Why not stay like at least 2? To your point, Woody, just stay 2 years at USC. USC is not even a great basketball school, so like, why would you even like? It just a lot of the math equals failure or just being not set up to succeed. So obviously, as Caleb said, we wish him all the good health, the mental stability and everything that can help him and guide him when his name is read and the James family is all around and it's this and the accolades are being thrown towards him, but it's a tough standing for him. It's a tough setup. So we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. I mean, Dallas didn't even have a draft in the first.
Well, I don't think. Well, he would go in the second round anyway. I think.
Yeah.
But Luka Doncic, especially if they win, he's not going to want LeBron on his team.
Yeah.
Because it just waters down. It's like, no, like stay over there. Like you know what I mean. Like, or if they lost, I don't think you do that because it just ruins. It's like, come on, man. It's what happened with KD.
Yeah.
KD got his rings, but they feel the narrative is that they're tarnished. You know what I mean? And that's not fair to him, but that's the narrative. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it would be the same for Luka and Kyrie. Like they wouldn't want that because it's just like, oh God, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's another reason why. That's why I think he'll go to the Lakers and do that. And what he's facing is the same thing that Caitlin Clark is facing. Them girls, and they're forcing her to. They are on, like they're circling the date they play her on the calendar, and they like, that's the game I'm going to sleep. That's the game I'm eating my wheat. Like they are all over that girl, like because they all want to shine off of her. Like if everybody's watching her, so I shut her down, my stuff blows up. Teams are like, she ain't finna come beat us, right? It's so much when it's on her. You know what I mean? Like that's what Bronny's gonna get to a lesser degree because she's carrying a whole league. But it's gonna be that. They're like, oh, Bronny, please let him come on me, please. You're gonna start seeing players doing this to the team when he's on them. Clear out. You know what I mean? Like just wanting to, so. It's gonna be like your dad blocked my shot when I could have scored, so I'm on. What? Oh, your dad was talking mess. Oh, you ready? It's what happened to Lonzo Ball, even though his dad wasn't on pro. Man, they were like, "What? Your son is what? Oh, my son, the greatest to ever play." Got it. You know what I mean? And it was unfair. And his dad wasn't even in the league. It was just from talking that players was on it. So yeah. It's gonna be interesting. So I wish him all the best.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So we'll see what happens when the draft day happens. And Godspeed to the young man. And I mean, this is a tough draft all around. I'm not gonna get to it, but the draft isn't fantastic anyway. So we'll see how it goes. But what is going is the football season. The football season it's around the corner. Listen, I don't want to speed up. I don't want to speed up the summer. Because Toronto summer is short, baby. You know what I mean? So I don't want to speed it up. But I do want to talk about all the TV that I might be binging on Hard Knocks. This year's team is no one other than the Chicago Bears. For the first time in franchise history, they're going to be on Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks has followed NFL teams from training camps since 2001. Woo! That means Chicago is going to be in training camp in July. They play Houston first in Canton, Ohio, August 1st. First episode of Hard Knocks is going to be on air at 9 p.m. Eastern, August 6th. What a calendar. I hope you guys wrote it all down. Woody, give me your ins and outs. Are you going to be watching?
I cannot lie. The only times I ever watched Hard Knocks were the 2 times that this very unlucky franchise has been featured on them. But I mean, it's I don't even want to say it's good for them because a lot of teams don't like it because of the a lot of times craft storylines around nothing, trying to stir the pot and all that type of stuff. This is a team though that on paper is set for one of the biggest glow ups, if you will, in the entire league, right? A lot of experts have them maybe even making the playoffs after, as we see, having the first pick, even though that wasn't their pick, it was Carolina's. They had they've been a top or a bottom, 3 team for quite some time now. So I am kind of excited to see, the progress report. Caleb Williams obviously is extremely exciting seeing him interact. I know social media has already had their opinions on him and his claw and all that type of stuff. But I'll catch some highlights. I'll never forget, like I said, I haven't really watched Hard Knocks, but I can remember movement, dance move for dance move of Aiden Hutchinson of the Detroit Lions performing Billie Jean as a rookie, right? They had their rookie hazing, and yeah. I'm not gonna lie, he killed it. He killed that Billie Jean. Right. He did his thing. So if they got some memeable moments like that, I'll definitely see those. But hopefully, this doesn't cause any unnecessary friction to their season.
Woo. Caleb, you're already in the TV business now. Is this something that you'll tune into, or are you gonna?
No, absolutely not. I don't care about that kind of stuff because it's all theatrics. You know what I mean? It's come on, you're creating false storylines, and then if they're real, you're only making it worse for the team by broadcasting any sort of internal issues and that kind of thing. It's let them play. I get the point, but for me, I don't care nothing about that. I wait. I don't even watch preseason really. I just wait until it's first day of the season, and that's when we'll see. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm excited, for the Bears. They got a new offense. They got new players. They got everything. So let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Like Caleb is going to be great name, by the way. He's gonna be judged by what happens with that's hilarious, but it's true, but he's going to be judged by not unfairly, I should say, but he's going to be judged by the success of the guy in Houston because he's now the poster child of how a young quarterback can come in and take a team automatically to the playoffs and make noise, right? So everybody is being judged on that level, how you relate to CJ Stroud. So we're going to see, and I'm excited to see it. I think this whole season is going to be new. I mean, it's a new kickoff. I don't even understand how this is going to work. You know what I mean? They say it's going to create more opportunities for kick returns because you got to be closer, so it allows a bigger wedge or whatever. Yeah. Hey, we shall see. But again, I'm not excited about the Hard Knocks. If I was the Bears, I would have actually refused it. But I know what they're doing. It's the business of football that they're looking at. It's not about the game. It's about the business. So, there's that.
Yeah, I think, listen, at the end of the day, I think the Bears are just really feeling themselves, man. I mean, they got the number 1 pick. They also got a sick receiver. There's nothing but positivity and energy for this team. And they've been in a state of ridicule and fracture for probably more than a decade. There's been little blips here and there, but this is the next coming. You get 2 premier draft picks in the draft that are only 8 picks apart. Come on, man. And one of your premier chips is the leader of your team, is the quarterback. So yeah, they're definitely feeling themselves, and you're right. It's a business at the end of the day. Hard Knocks came and knocking, and Chicago couldn't open the door fast enough, man. They could not open the door fast enough.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Will I tune in? Probably not. Okay, great. Let's move on.
Another clean sweep.
Yeah, no, and we're on the same page. It's Friday. Once again, let me remind everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're watching on YouTube or if you're, watching on X or Twitter, whatever you like to call it. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Let us know. Let us know what you're feeling. Add to the conversation, because we're always up for talking about whatever you want to add, as well as talking about things like JJ Watt and his potential to come back. The potential. Could we see a JJ Watt return to the NFL? Look at that beast of a man right there. Now, he's been in retirement since the 2022 season. He played 12 seasons, 12 years in the NFL. He is currently 35 years old. He's played for the Texans, also played for the Cardinals. He is 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 5-time All-Pro, and 5-time Pro Bowl selection. I want to make sure that we're giving him his flowers. He also currently does NFL analysis for CBS Sports. Woody, do you think he could come back? Now, with the caveat that we all know, or if you don't know, now you do, that he did say if the Texans absolutely need it, and I hope they do not, I'm paraphrasing, but I hope they do not, I'll come back. With knowing that in mind, Woody, do we see JJ Watt whoop some ass again?
Hell no. No way. Like, what? What? No, I think this is a non-story. Not to reveal the curtain, but even in pre-production when we were talking about the topics, I was like, is this a story? JJ, like you just said one of the best resumes in the history of the NFL, right? He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I think more importantly to JJ, the man, is that he's a father, right? He's now as a little baby who was born during his last season, right? And then, he rode off into the sunset. Why? What? He's going to put that all away to just and his position, right, of defensive end, so physical, like to get back into that. I can understand quarterback, right? And Brett Favre today, talk to him today. Hey, if you can protect me from getting hit, I can still sling it, right? Like that's what they say, right? They're not getting hit every single, that's not a guarantee. But JJ Watt is putting 100% of his energy, every fiber of his being into the body of another human being who is doing the same thing. Car crashes, every play in, play out. He's going to go back to war without being drafted. There wasn't a draft, and he's just going to sign up and go back to that war with the wife, the beautiful wife and kid at home. I don't think so. I actually think there is, I don't want to say zero. Nothing's ever zero, but give me a decimal. Give me a 0.5% chance on that one.
All right. You're a betting man. Caleb, what's your percentage? What do you think?
So here's what it is. The Texans did not ask this at all. What happened was he saw how far the Texans got last season, and he saw how good that defense was, and he was like, damn. What if I was there? Ooh, they couldn't stop us then because we got him, we're doing this. Ooh, I could really get to the quarterback. I got another 2 seasons, definitely. At 35, he actually does, right? And he put that, so he's saying, if y'all needed me, I would have the conversation, right? That's him. He's doing the Texans ain't ass. They like, boy, we doing good. We don't need you, right? So he's just putting it out there. That's his thing because he sees how good the team is. And he's like, shoot, if I came back, we might have got the chip. We might have beat the Ravens that game. Like that's what that is. So he's putting it out there. But like Woody said, I have to agree. He said he has one of the best resumes, keyword, y'all, in the history. Now, if you know what history means, that means in the past. That means long gone. You know who else did? Ronnie Lott. You know who else did? Mike Singletary. You know what I'm saying? All those dudes. Howie Long. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We know. But I think it's past it. But because he's 35 and I'm 44, so he's 9 years younger than me, I'm sure that he has enough in the tank to where he actually could come back and do something. Do I think the Texans need it? No. Do I think they asked? No. I think this is him trying to get that all elusive ring. And he sees that that team is close and he thinks he could help. That's what this is about. And because it's him, it's a story. I'm sure his brother in Pittsburgh, TJ, is like, boy, please. You can't go out there and do what I'm doing. Stop it. He's like, yes, I can. Yes, I can. You seen the Subway commercials between them? It's like that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's that. But I don't think this is a Texans thing. I agree with Woody. It's a non-story. Only if the Texans bite. It becomes a story if they bite. If they don't, it's just him offering his services, and to that team in particular, because he sees how close they got. He's like, he wants to jump on the train.
And you know what? I'm going to add to that. I think he's not only jumping on the train, but he's adding some boosters to the train. And by that, I mean just him just saying, the guy with this immaculate resume, just saying that stuff. And then if in conjunction with or parallel to how well Houston did last season,
right?
That's him just making sure that Houston is still in the conversation. That's what that is, in my opinion. Because I agree.
I think he wants to play.
Yeah, what's that?
I think he does want to play.
Yeah,
I think he's putting it out there. It's like you trying to get at a girl, but you just don't want to come out and just say it. So you saying, you know, hey, you know, if you want to hang out sometime, you know, just let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be at the 7:30 movie, so if you happen to be there too,
like,
I mean, I might go for a drink after. So
exactly.
But if you're there, I mean.
Yeah, where you can easily be like, oh no, I didn't mean that. I was just, you know, that's what that is.
Yeah, I mean, if I ordered you know, some if I order some wine, I mean, you're gonna have it doesn't matter. Right. So I do truly think that he's adding to the hype train. I think it's adding to, you know, to the lore that may be becoming the Houston Texans. They came so close last season. I truly do hope that they stay on this trajectory, because it would be really nice to not only see them get a chip, but to be competitive, since they hadn't been competitive for such a long time, and they were just getting so close to being in the depth of the NFL tank. So it's nice to see that Stroud is going to make leaps and bounds. So hopefully his sophomore season is just the same, if not more. And you know what? I want more. I want more money. I'm a diva. I'm a wide receiver. I'm Jalen Waddle. We're going to talk about the more money, the extension that this dude got. Signs a 3-year, $84.75 million. What do you even need? What do you need the 0.75 for? Just give him $85 million. What are we doing? You know what I mean? He gets an extension for 3 years, and he also gets a $76 million guarantee. I'm going to go straight to the money, man. Break it down for me, Caleb. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
You know, it is what it is in the league now for receivers. It's the market. It's not anything more than that. That's what it is. When you saw Amon St. Ra get that deal, I said, guys, he's not that good to get that kind of money. I said, that's only going to skyrocket everybody else. And you've seen it, right? So that's what this is. Waddle is absolutely in the NFL world worth that money because of what he delivers. He's a speedster. I think his speed is like 96 or 97 in Madden, right? Like that means something. Like that's he's super fast, got great hands, all of that. So you got to pay for that. Wait till, because Tyreek got 71. Wait till his next deal. Watch what that's going to be. Watch what happens with CeeDee Lamb in Dallas. Watch what happens with your boy Jamar Chase in Cincinnati. And watch what happens with Big JJ in Minnesota. These deals are about to get astronomical. So it's only building it up. I mean, he didn't even get more than AJ Brown in Philly. AJ got more than him. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not even like, and I mean got by guaranteed. I don't care about all the other stuff. That don't matter. All the players care about is their guaranteed money. So it's like, so for his guarantee, but so it's just the market. So he is, of course, worth it because the market has been pushed there. You can't deny it. Dak is worth $55 million because that's what the quarterback market says. You know what I mean? Do I think he's worth it? I don't think so. But it doesn't matter. It's the market. So for that, I'll say, it's a good thing. Waddle has done what it would take to justify that kind of money in the position that he plays in the league. It's just what it is. So, congrats. I'm glad he got some more money, and hopefully they can do something this season. You know what I mean? But it's just part of the game now, man. It's just the league, the deals are just skyrocketing.
Yeah. And so who's next then? Woody, who's next?
But let me I just want to strongly disagree with Caleb's hope that the Dolphins do something this season. I need them to.
I didn't mean that. I'm just saying for his money. I know they're in your league, they're in your division. You don't like it. I get it.
No, but 100% right about Waddle. That is, it's the market. He deserves that. I'm guessing it's really tough to say who's next because there are a lot of factors at play. The name Caleb actually literally just named almost everybody, right? CD,
the
Jamar,
big names that are waiting.
Yes. But see, here's the thing. CD, they also are trying to figure out Dak, right? They got to figure out Micah. There's multiple dominoes, right? Jamar, right? T. Higgins demanding a trade is what seems like 5 months ago, but it was last month. Like they're trying to figure out their life right now. There's so many dominoes. I would say the only person who is up for an extension who doesn't really have multiple dominoes on the team like that, where the team is like, oh, we got to worry about all these different people, is Justin Jefferson. But the thing that makes him, I guess, have pause is that he's the best wide receiver in football. Like he's better than everybody else. So when it's all said and done, I'm pretty sure he wants to be the one laughing, all the way to the bank. So I don't think he is in a rush to get paid right now. Like he wants to see.
He wants to see what Chase and Lamb get.
Exactly.
I'm telling you now. And how about this? Here's what the difference is, because Woody is 100% right about the teams having to do all of this, and you got all these cooks with all these what do you call them? Masters they have to serve. Here it is. Players don't give a shit about that no more. Before, the team, I got to make sure the team is straight. See, he could give a shit if Dak gets his money or Micah. I'm telling you now. He's like, you got to pay me. I'm not going nowhere near that field till I get my money. His mama already tweeted Dak ain't it. Okay? So they don't care about Dak. Dallas is gonna have to give Dak less money and see if he's willing to accept that, because they gotta pay CD. Micah's deal is also they gotta pay Micah. Micah would wait to make sure CD got his money, but they both don't care about what Dak get. He's let them down too much. Them brothers already, they say the right stuff, but trust me, they family members just talking all crazy. So what's actually being said. The family ain't saying nothing that they don't say together. What are you talking about? You think his mama just came up with that on her own? He said, mama, this ain't it. And she copy pasted it and sent it. Okay? Like that's what that is. So Justin Jefferson is waiting for CD and Jamar, because those are his contemporaries in that upper echelon of receiver as far as the league is concerned, outside of Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek just got his deal 2 seasons ago, so he still got to wait. But those guys, he's going to wait to see. And then once they do, yeah, I know, but see, all right, it's because they got to get their money, because again, NFL is brutal. They do not care about you. The second you can't produce, done. So these players are like, I'm not finna end up like Willie Lump Lump. I'm finna get my money now while I can, and I'm sorry if I have to sit out. I'm not. They are not. I guarantee you, CD is not touching that field. Even Micah didn't go to OTAs. Now I understand that voluntary, but I'm telling you, all that stuff means something, man. They're like, no, you just don't get to use me like that and get me, because what if Micah gets hurt this season? What if he blows his knee out in a crazy way and never got that check? You think Jerry's gonna be like, oh, you know what? Damn it. Let me give you this $100 million because, you would have done for us. They would have said, sorry. You know what I mean? Like, sorry. That's the unfortunate reality of this business of football. So these players are taking more advantage of it now. They're all going to wait to get paid. Like, straight up. Telling you.
Well, I mean, listen, Jerry Jones has a lot to do in the offseason. And by that, I mean, figure out how they're going to make the playoffs. And if they do make the playoffs, go further than one round, because the Dallas Mavericks have just gone to the NBA Finals.
Don't
the
let
Dallas
them win.
Stars are in the Western Conference Finals.
That's
the
right.
Houston Texans won the World Series last year. I mean, I think Sanel mentioned it before, and I think I might have mentioned it as well. But this is not a good look for the Dallas Cowboys in any which way. I don't even really want to get into them, but I'm just like, they have a lot of problems to deal with.
I love it. More pressure on Dak. Like, and he said it though. He was like, if they win, it puts all the pressure on us. And he was like, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
He's just talking. He's trying to get the guys excited because he knows the two players he needs are like, right? Yeah. Like, they do not care. Like, I'm telling you, it's a business now.
Yeah.
Like, they do not care. Saquon Barkley wanted to be a Giant until he wasn't. Now he over here talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell you, they follow the money. It's like everybody want to be where they at until they don't.
Yeah, facts.
It's just, you know, it is what it is.
Ayuk is another one. Another a great receiver. And they don't have a lot of dominoes right now. They might be prepping for Purdy, but I think that would be pretty premature. Because he still has a couple more years left on his deal, and but they got Debo, right? Debo's eating up a lot, Trent Williams is eating up a lot, CMC's eating up a lot. So I don't know what they can make work for Ayuk. He can almost certainly make more somewhere else, but then it's like the ring chasing. I guess that's everybody's pitch is the ring chasing. But it's way easier to make that pitch if you're John Lynch and the 49ers than it is being, the Minnesota GM with Justin Jefferson talking about, Sam Darnold at QB1, we making that ring chase, as opposed to the 49ers. So Ayuk might actually be the next one. That's a really good
I saw that. And it's true. But again, he's the lesser of the receiver on the team. Everybody looks at Debo as the one because he could do so much, and and Ayuk is phenomenal, but Debo is looked upon as the guy. That's like, that's, you got CeeDee Lamb, and then you got Brandon Cooks. It's like Brandon Cooks like, well, I'm gonna hold out, I need my money. It's like, Joker, you can go. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta keep CD. Like, they gotta make sure he's paid. So, and I know Debo got paid, so they got the money, and Ayuk was already threatening to leave. So, it's that, but it's less on the Niners than it is for Dallas. Dallas is done without CeeDee Lamb. Are you kidding? If he didn't play, it's a wrap. Justin Jefferson in Minnesota, there is where's the off? Like that's what I mean. Like, these guys are that.
Mm-hmm.
T. Higgins is dope.
Yeah.
But you need Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
If Jamar Chase ain't out there, you're getting all the best defenders now shadowing you, which is gonna cut your stuff down. You know what I mean? So
yeah, receivers nowadays they're best in pairs. Like, you can't do this. Is an old school like 80s,
or you need that
70s,
tight end, or you need that tight end that can be like slash receiver, like a Kelsey or Kittles. That's another player on the Niners, like that pulls defenses, forces safeties to pay attention and linebackers to shadow. Because that leaves receivers open.
Yeah, because we're not in the 80s anymore when you can just have one elite guy and then just like the defense isn't good enough to make the shift or the change.
Before
or
it was just a running back. All you needed was an elite running back and a quarterback to just hand them the ball.
Yeah. We're gonna jump into a zone more accurately known as the octagon that you guys are so familiar with. And this is my favorite part of any of the shows because I just get to sit back, chill out, drink my sparkling water, and let you guys do all the debate. I want to jump right into UFC 302. It is happening quick. And the big question is, does Poirier, he's American?
Yeah,
he's Poirier?
Louisiana.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, because I know sometimes you Americans like to just go Poirier, and I'm like, that's not. I mean,
No, it's Poirier.
Okay, so look,
but they do. Sometimes. That's
okay.
Right.
So Poirier, does he have a chance going against pound for pound champ Islam?
Of course.
Now Poirier's 35. Islam 32. I don't know if that makes a difference in your end, guys, but Caleb, why don't you go off, man?
Of course he has a chance. Willie is the different thing. Of course he has a chance because Poirier can fight. I love DP. I'm a huge fan. Dustin can throw them, right? But I don't think Islam is going to So here's Poirier's 2 weak spots. Ground game with these guys. Because Makhachev is Khabib Nurmagomedov's protege. He wrestles just like Khabib. Khabib tapped Dustin like that. Like he just, when he got him down, he moved and done. Poirier got submitted by my boy Charles the Bronx Oliveira, right? Same thing. Ground game is his Achilles heel, and Islam happens to be a master at that. His other Achilles heel that people don't pay attention to, that my boy Justin Gaethje exposed, head kick. Because he's a fighter, he boxes. He keeps the one hand underneath the chin here to protect from that. But what happens is you leaving this open, and that's where the head kick comes, and it's nighty-night. Islam just knocked out I don't know why. Yes, thank you, Alexander the Great, Volkanovski, with what? The head kick, right? So he's training the 2 things. Well, one he has in the bag without question, but also trained up the 2 to add to his arsenal. Another thing that is Poirier's Achilles heel. Here's Makhachev's Achilles heel. It's everybody's, a chin. You get touched on that chin, you're going to be seeing this. Okay? And it's like, so that is Dustin's shot. He can't go to the ground because he'll get ability. He can't beat Islam there. He has to do it from the shoulders. So if he can entice him, you got to tap into his ego to make him be like, oh, I want to beat you here. It's what Khabib did against Conor. When he fought him, he boxed him for like 2.5 minutes and he actually dropped Conor, right? Which everybody's like, oh, and it made Conor say, oh, shit. Somebody taught this dude how to punch, right? It changed his strategy. So maybe he could get him to do that, and that is where Dustin can have a shot, because I'm telling you, them diamonds touch you, you going nighty-night. So that's it. Outside of that, I don't really see Dustin having a real shot against this dude, especially if he comes out and not trying to box him at all and calling for that takedown. Dustin will shun him maybe once or twice, but eventually you're going down, and once you do, you know.
Woody, anything, the cops are coming for me. I gotta go. Woody,
Yeah.
They know that I was about to say some false facts about UFC. They know I don't know anything. Woody, anything to add?
That was actually a tremendous breakdown, of everything of Dustin's strengths and weaknesses, Islam's strength and weakness. I actually would say that is we've reached 2 different conclusions, but using the same data. Because I would say Dustin, I don't think he has a chance. Like I love Dustin. I mean, yes, he has the puncher's chance, right? You cannot say, 0. But Islam, I mean, I don't think I could say enough positive things about him. Right? The UFC calls him their pound for pound champ. Maybe they still putting John Jones up there, but we all know John Jones, in 2024 ain't no pound for pound champ. Get out of here with that. But Islam, I mean, he can do it all. What he's done to Volkanovski, the fallen great. I think this is Islam's time. I don't see him falling off for a little bit. Poirier is a worthy challenger. Another aspect that we haven't mentioned yet is that Poirier, he's much closer to his way out than he is the way in. He is a veteran, tried and true. He's fought for this title before. Is this his last chance? He is a father. He's looking at his kids in the eye and saying, hey, now I'm about to make that walk to the octagon. He's fighting for a little bit more, I would say probably, than Islam. Because if it's not tonight, if you can't do it tonight, then it's probably never. Now or never, right here, right now in that octagon. So with that at stake, and yes, his hands, the diamonds, is possible. But I think Islam is him.
Right? Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. But he does it because if ego can always seep in. You know what I mean? Because Islam believes God has ordained him to be this great champion. And what's funny is because you know Will played Ali, and he talked about that Ali when he fought Frazier for the first time, when Frazier had dropped him, he said well, when they were in there fighting, Ali told Will that he told Frazier, he said, "What you doing, boy? Don't you know God want me to win?" And he said Frazier ducked down and said, "Well, God about to get his ass whooped tonight." Boom! And dropped him with a left hook, and that's the shot that dropped him. Right?
Wow.
So like there's always that thing. It's like where Islam just believes God ordained them and this and that, and Dustin could be like, well, God gonna lose, right? Boom, like you just never know. So that outside of that, Islam is he's the guy right now. So
all right, well, let's move on to the co-main, where dare I say it's Sean Tarzan Strickland versus Paulo the Eraser Costa. Predictions, Woody.
Well, Nigel Buffer right there. I like that. That was nice. That was pretty good.
My first rodeo, baby.
Hilarious.
This one is much harder to predict. I think Caleb would agree with that. You know, I don't want to say 50-50, but it was pretty close. It's pretty close. I'll hear, you know, Caleb's X's and O's type prediction. What I'm thinking is Costa, right? He has those kicks, right? He does a lot of unorthodox striking, whereas Sean, at a really high level, actually does the Philly shell, which is a boxing technique, right? Floyd Mayweather, you know, has made it so popular. He's brought that to the UFC, which is so interesting because the UFC is not boxing, right? You can get taken down. You can there's kicking, like there's so many different things. But he's done it so well. I mean, Israel Adesanya is an elite world, you know, level kickboxer, and was not able to penetrate the Philly shell that Sean Strickland was doing. Like literally didn't even get a single good hit on him in 5 rounds. So can Paulo Costa do it? Maybe. But if I'm a betting man, which I'm not putting any money down on this fight. I'm gonna have to go with Sean Strickland. I also think the motivation is there. He has something to prove. I don't think people ever thought he would actually win the belt. And then he did, and then he lost it in a very controversial fight where a lot of people, including Strickland, thinks that he won. I won't lie. The picture that Duplessis, you know, the person who beat him, took with the belt is the most beat up I've ever seen a champion look in UFC history, maybe. I'm one of those that think that Strickland won that fight. So I think he is on a war path to reclaim what is his, whereas Costa, I think this is more of a money thing for him. I don't know if he cares, you know, if he, you know, stays up at night thinking about that title the way that Strickland is just so pissed, drinking his Budweisers, talking about, oh, they stole my title, you know, yelling at people in Walmart. Like that is, Strickland wants this. I don't know if Costa wants this or just is excited to go to the bank when this is all over.
I have to agree with Woody like 1,000%. Like, I don't think he said anything wrong, and I agree wholeheartedly with everything. I believe that Strickland beat Duplessis. I do believe that. I think he beat him. I think Strickland is a far better striker, and he can block. He can, well, I'm going to say the correct word, check kicks that Paulo can throw. He can do that. He can sprawl, meaning stop a takedown. He can get down there with you, but I don't think that, because Costa don't like to do that, because Costa, if y'all don't know, if you haven't seen him, Nigel, Costa is a model. He's got the physique. Boy, let me tell you, I'll be like, yo, damn, nigga. I'm like, you dude, diesel, like cut up, fly. Like he be looking swole. That drains your air, your oxygen, because you got to fill those muscles up. Takes your oxygen. So wrestling, buff dudes be like, yo, man, come on, man, let's get to the beat. You ain't gonna be trying to do all that, right? Where Strickland got him because Costa swings wild. He comes with all this stuff. You're not hitting Strickland with that. Strickland got it. Like, so I think Strickland beats Costa, and it might be kind of fairly easy. Here's another thing that I'm gonna say that Woody hit right on the head. Costa don't care. Not at that level. Like, look, man, like, let me get my money. Let me get my tan. Let my pretty hair go. I'm going to the beach, baby. You know what I'm saying? He be like, yeah, you know, like he likes being who he is. I don't see the hunger and desire like to go in there and fight to win. Like I think Israel took that out of him when he fought Israel Adesanya. He thought he had it. And Israel beat him so bad where Israel had him on the ground, turned around, sat on his back like he was riding him backwards and smacked his ass.
Oh, right.
Once you do that to a man, it's like, it's like you can't allow that. And he didn't do nothing about it. That kind of stuff just takes it from you. Like he fought Robert Whittaker. He was doing okay, but then when it came down to get it, he didn't go to the next level where Whittaker went, and Whittaker beat him. And I think Strickland has way too much going on inside of him, like just too much to allow a dude who doesn't care to beat him. Duplessis gives a shit. He was doing everything he could to try to beat Sean. He was shooting. Which was the activity is what swayed those judges. His constant just pushing and it didn't matter if he was getting clipped and countered. He was still attacking. That's what Paulo won't do. Paulo will take time off because he get tired because he's so big, right? So that's why I agree with Woody 1000%. I think it's Strickland and all for those reasons.
Well, I'm looking at this one site, and it's got him, it's got all the fighters, and there's a little thumbnail of like, you know, a lot of poses are doing the flex and whatever, and you know, it's got Islam doing the thing, you know, Portier's doing the thing, but then it's got Paulo, and it looks like he's an influencer at the gym. The phone is from the bottom up, and he's just like jacked, and he's looking at the phone, but he's got like shadow under his eyes, and so he looks like very like Batman-esque, and he's just like, what?
Yeah.
Yes, I beat you. You know what I mean? Like, he's just got that thing. But I do want to add to this UFC chatter quickly. I'm going to go to the one fight that I'm going to watch on the main card, which is Randy Rude Boy Brown against the Capoeira Zaleski. It's fine, but I can't wait to watch it. Rude, why? Because I just support Jamaica. Okay, right. Look, we got like a hot 10 minutes left, and I want to get to a quick couple things. First of all, I want to shout out any of those NHL watchers. So we know we got over 100 plus people watching or listening or whatever. However, whatever you are using to get this information into your ears, into your noggins. So if you're watching YouTube, thank you so much. On Twitter, on X, on whatever, thank you so much. Contribute to the chat. Really appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share, but also talk about your NHL. We will talk about this for just an iota. Shout out to the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 6 is coming up. Florida is now in the lead. The series is at 3-2. Florida, one of the hottest states in your country, is playing hockey in June, and I don't understand how hockey works. The next game is tomorrow, 8 p.m. If that's your advice, go on and get it. Also, shout out to Western Conference Finals. Our Oilers, when I say our, that means any team in Canada that is going the furthest becomes Canada's team. So shout out to our Oilers versus the Stars. That series has gone 2-2. Game 5 is tonight. This is a big deal for us. It's a big deal for Canada. It's a big deal for the province of Alberta. So go on and get it. But Caleb, what I wanted to talk about, Woody, what I wanted to talk about was like, what we miss? What did the people miss? Let's talk about those things that we got so jacked to talk about earlier in the segment, earlier in the show. I want to start it off with on the May 29th announcement in the MLB that the Negro League stats have now entered the MLB record books. This is a big deal. This is a huge deal. Or is it no deal, little deal? Shout out to my boys at PTI, Kornheiser and Wilbon. Caleb, what do you think about these stats being added?
Huge deal, major deal. It changes things. It's already changed certain records and everything. It wasn't Satchel Paige. It was what's his name? I don't know why I'm blanking on the brother's name.
You're talking about. I know what you're talking about because
who's now like above atop all the.
No, and I should know his name. I don't know why I'm blanking right now because I'm on the spot and sometimes your mind blanks. Yeah. But what I was saying is that this particular player overtook on batting average and percentage, right? Just by he passed Ty Cobb, right? And I see that's the problem right there. I know Ty Cobb, I know all these other dudes, but like
Josh Gibson.
There we go. Josh Gibson passed Ty Cobb, right? That's a big difference right there. You know, I think it's great to add it. I think it should be, because it really shows what has happened. I think that changes Willie Mays' stats, because he played in Negro leagues before he came over. So like, do you add his home runs to his major league home runs that would now count? Like all of that stuff. But again, I think it's great to give those players their flowers and acknowledge them. And to put it there, because I think a lot of the other white players at the time, even though of course some of them had whatever feelings, like Ty Cobb was a known racist. Here's the deal: when it comes to athletics, people always want to compete against the best so they can really know if they're the best. So I doubt Ty Cobb wouldn't have wanted to play it. I think he would have wanted, like, bring them inwards over here. I'll beat him. I'll show him I can, right? Like, he could be as racist as he wants to, right? But if there's a competition there. I think Babe Ruth would have loved to see if he could hit Satchel Paige, if Satchel Paige could take him could strike him out, or if he'll take him yard. You know what I mean? Like that, because you always want that competition. Because one thing about athletics, you know, it's not about ethnicity. It's about the man, and can you compete? And I think those guys would have wanted that. Just the times didn't allow it. So I'm glad to see it happen now. So in my opinion, it is a big deal.
Woody.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they call it America's pastime, and you know that they played in the past. They made a huge impact, and it's just so crazy to just tell one side of the story. So I actually think it is very long overdue, right? I mean, the history books should have been reflecting this. I want to say, as soon as, you know, they were integrated into the league, like, they should have been, the players and the record should have been integrated all at once, you know, when that happened. So definitely long overdue. Happy to see it. And now definitely Josh Gibson, which is a name that I will not lie, I had not heard until this happened, is now a name that my children will know.
Right.
I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, there was a podcast I recently listened to. I mentioned it on our pod before, but I can't remember. It's an ESPN one, and it was about the baseball Hall of Famer named Norman Turkey Starnes, and his granddaughter. Her name is Vanessa Ivy Rose. She actually put this podcast on. I think it's like 6 or 8 episodes, and just digs deep into the lore and then into MLB baseball, and you know, how come it's not in the history books and all this other stuff. I was not on record, so there's a couple articles about her being very taken aback by this new information, in a good way, obviously in a bad way that it took so long, but in a good way that's like amazing. So that podcast is called Reclaimed. Reclaimed. Yeah, called Reclaimed, or the Forgotten League. Check it out. It's a good listen. You'll get some real great history facts on that. And now we can just move on to my next topic before we get into a couple of Caleb's or Woody's. If you have any on deck, we got to talk about not Madden, but College Football 25. EA Sports is going to release this bad boy. It's coming out in the summer, July 16, if you pre-order the deluxe edition, or just like July 19 if you just order the regular edition, which I did because I want to keep my commercial money. So regular edition is fine. I am stoked. Woody, have you ever played any of the college franchise games in the past?
Wow, I cannot believe I'm getting put on blast. I have not yet. My cousin roasts me every day. He has already pre-ordered the deluxe.
Yeah, dude.
So he actually, you know, when somebody is like that excited about the game, like they pre-order it, like he offered to pre-order the deluxe for me. I was like, chill. You got kids and stuff. Like, it's all good, relax. Yeah. But I will get it. And I'm gonna have to be in the lab before I start, you know, talking crazy, because you know, I'm competitive. I don't like to lose, so I'm gonna have to, going to the lab. So you might not hear from me until like September.
No, we'll hear from you, because me and you will be playing head to head. We'll be playing against each other. I actually pre-ordered for one of my boys too when I was at a GameStop. I pre-ordered for him and I surprised him by text. Caleb, we know you're a big Madden guy, but can you drop down ranks and can you play in the amateur world? No.
I no, I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like I only watch college football when it's the playoff because the stakes are there, so it's good. Yeah. But I don't play the game because Madden comes out, guess what? 4 weeks later. Yeah. It's time to play with the big boys.
Hey, there's a bundle. There's a bundle, my guy. There's a bundle you can get now.
I would get the bundle and never play the college. I get that to one of my cousins or somebody that loves it and only be on Madden. It's just what it is. It's like I can't help it. So I'm not even gonna lie and try to front and be like, oh yeah. No, I won't. It's okay though.
Fine. All right. Caleb, anything that you want to add, or Woody, anything you want to add to like what did we miss this week?
Well, the only thing I would say is I'm watching I'm watching Corda play Alcaraz right now at Roland Garros, which is the French Open. I'm a huge tennis fan, so I watch all of this stuff. It's been phenomenal tennis. Like, I love it. And let me tell you, this women's college softball, the Women College World Series, listen, like, it is like them girls are dope. Like, they could really play. Like, I love watching it. I've always watched it, but like as much love as the WNBA is getting and women's college basketball, I also think and I know there's no professional softball league for women or any of that, but these girls is out there playing that game, and it's really entertaining to watch. So I've been watching that. So I just say, if you like other sports and things like that, definitely check these out. I understand tennis ain't for everybody. I just happen to love it. So it was great. Shout out to Coco Gauff. She won in straight sets this morning out there. Hopefully she can get to the finals to win this French Open. It'll be great. She won the US Open last year. It's good. She's a young American tennis player that is phenomenal. She was doing her thing, definitely picking up the mantle for Serena, but a different style of player than Serena. She has her own thing. And so it's great to watch, but it's like, I'm big. I want to see her play Sabalenka. That'll be great. I love Sabalenka. She's ridiculous. I'm not too much of an Iga fan. Iga's number one, but I think she be choking too much, but she pulled it out against Osaka. She beat Naomi Osaka, and Naomi had her match point 5-2, and Iga beat off the match point and came back and won the whole thing.
Okay.
Like, let me like that's what I mean. Like, I was like, yo, but again, it's the stuff I like, you know what I mean? So anyway, but that's what I would say. If you guys like other things, those are dope too.
I just, the picture that I'm envisioning is like you in front of this big screen TV, just like, drinking some ice cold water, some lemonade, be like, oh, hey, come, somebody, just trying to text somebody, hey, somebody,
exactly. Nobody, I can't text anybody. Yeah, nobody I know even cares about it. Right? Like, I'm literally, and you're right, I'm there, I'm watching on a big screen, and I'm just like, I love this stuff. Like I just love watching it. It's so dope. Like, just the athleticism and I'm just a fan of it. It's like I'm that way with gymnastics. Like, when the Olympics come, oh yeah, gymnastics, swimming, track and field, like, I'm watching all of that. When I get bored, I watch badminton. I watch table tennis. I watch the pub darts. They be getting down out there, nigga, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, this might be the only pod on the network that's going to go all Euro style real quick. So, I mean, we are.
I will. I love it.
The network. So, Woody, what you got that, man?
Well, Caleb was talking about that amazing comeback. I know Darren Waller wishes that Kelsey Plum would come back. I think the talk of the town a little bit was that music video with the fake Kelsey Plum. I can't even say too much on that. Obviously that's their business. But what it is good publicity for the WNBA, which I feel like just keeps getting more and more good publicity. Between everything that's going on, I'd like to see other players getting some shine too. I know, it's kind of the Caitlin Clark show. But just to see other players, getting some respect, getting some love is always something that's good to see. Shout out to Cameron Brink. She's having a real good rookie year.
Yeah, I was watching that Seattle game. Was it last night as well, I think? Seattle Fever game. And Seattle was slapping Fever, but I still watched virtually the whole game. I think I missed the first quarter because I was doing whatever, but then I just had the whole game on in the background doing other stuff. This is what the WNBA's done. This is what Caitlin Clark has helped do And now by proxy, just to Caleb's point, you're watching all these other people because they're trying to lock her down. And not only that, you're just like, oh, well, let me just follow the Aces a little bit. I know they've won the championship back to back. Let me just see. Now you're watching them against like New York because New York's had a lockdown defense. So it's just spreading now. I'm not even paying attention to Caitlin per se. You know what I mean? It's just like, so it's great. Listen, fellas, we did the thing. We packed in a solid 90 minutes talking about sports from top to bottom, getting into the minutia, having some laughs, having some jokes, showing up with some new stuff at the end of the new segment. What did we miss? Thank you, everybody in the chat. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, to just watching or listening, whatever it is. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, reshare. Tell your friends, man. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your brother, tell your aunties, you know what I mean? For the Jamaican contingency, come through. You know what I mean? So listen, we appreciate you. Woody, any last things?
No, I mean you said it all. We are gonna continue to pop off. Shout out to Gene, right? The curmudgeon. He was not here. But yeah, we are always here to pop off and talk sports. And I know I said he had a puncher's chance, but I'm rooting for the diamond, Dustin Poirier. Hopefully he takes it home.
There it is. Caleb.
Yeah, hey, I don't really have nothing too much to say to add to that. I agree. I'm looking forward to this card tomorrow night. Can't wait. Pulling for the diamond, and I just hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Enjoy it with your friends, your family, all your loved ones. You know what I mean? Just enjoy the time while you got it.
Thank you, kids. On behalf of the network and the pop off, thank you so much. Have a fantastic weekend. Hey, we'll see you next week. Peace.